Hidden Object Guru here, joined by...
The Gun Wrangler.
And we're going to take a shot at the Rata factory, where they're building the largest quote-unquote tank ever made, which was, of course, the land battleship Rata. The least
The land
practical...
dreadnought.
the least practical item just ever devised. You want to go stab this guy in the back? He's their guard, and he's looking the wrong way. Yeah, so just go stab him in the back. Funny story. I just like, they're like, we have this great idea for the ultimate vehicle ever, and then everyone's response was, haven't you just built a target for dive bombers? And then some sane person in the German military was like, actually, yeah, that is what we're going to be doing, and they canceled the project. But here in the world of this, of Sniper Elite 3,
Oh, I can't
they actually
loot the
built the
corpse
thing.
because it's half off.
Oh, for me, it's not even half off; it's just gone.
Oh,
Anyway,
no, she's gone.
okay. The thing I love most about the German tanks of World War II, right, is that the cuteness with which they were named. So you had your Tiger, right, and then they're like, well, that's a badass thing. Okay, what's bigger and scarier than a tiger? We'll build a panther, right? And then okay, what's bigger and scarier than a panther? We'll build an
You got the
elephant.
wrong way around, bro.
Oh, panther was first?
Panther was first,
Oh, okay. Then tiger.
then tiger.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
but
like, and then they're like, okay, well, what is bigger and scarier than a tiger? Boom, elephant. And then then you get to my favorite part of the story, which is, wait a minute, we're still building a bigger and scarier tank, and we've already got an elephant. What's scarier than an elephant? Okay, well, what scares elephants? Mouse. So the next one was called a mouse.
And thus,
Yeah.
Rata.
And then, of course, exactly, what's bigger and scarier? Okay, we need a bigger and scarier mouse. The rat. It's so beautiful. Like, there's a weird playfulness to the way were naming these things that is so unexpected. But that's the thing. It's like engineers are off doing their own thing, completely out of the realm of the horrors and brutality of war. So they're like, oh, we're going to be witty and clever. And they're free to do that because they're just building tanks. All right. But that is my tiny thing to say. God, I love this level. Anyway. Oh, so much stabbing. So I don't know if how much of 4 have you played?
What's that?
Have you played any of Sniper Elite 4?
None.
Okay. They added, so the bullet cam? They
Yeah.
added that for melee kills. So you'll do like a close-up of a knife sliding into a guy's brain. Okay, that was bad.
How'd you ball this up so badly?
There's a glitch in my thing that if I press... I know it sounds terrible, but it sounds like I'm making excuses. And in a sense, I am. If I press shift and forward, it opens up my Steam window as if I had hit shift and tab. And there's no reason for it to do that, but the first time I'm playing the game, every time it does that, and I keep forgetting to get the first instance of that happening whenever I do it. So yeah. But yeah, so they do this close-up of like a knife going through a skull and into a dude's brain, and it's very upsetting to watch. But that is the brand of upsetting to watch is the brand of Sniper Elite 4, so there you go. Anyway, we are here, of course, to talk about the best show on television, TV's Barry. And after watching this episode 3, I have determined that, at least for this season, I think you are 100% right. NoHo Hank is safe. There's no show without NoHo Hank.
Yeah.
I was
Beyond
worried he
that-
was going to die, but it's like, after this episode, I'm like, I don't think he's going anywhere. But sorry, beyond that?
You also have my redemption of the statement that Barry's girlfriend is the worst.
I took this a very different way. It's like, I think it's not that she's the worst. I think that we are finding out that she is busy lying to herself exactly as much as Barry is lying to himself. And the
No,
weird
she's
part is
lying to everyone else.
that
That
well, no,
is the
and to
issue.
herself. Well, no, but
And to herself.
the thing is, and this is what's interesting about the show, is she has lived in denial longer than Barry has. Like, Barry lives in this denial of who he is, right? And she has been living it for years. And so it is weirdly going to be harder for her to break through her denial than Barry is. But we'll get to her stuff in a minute. I just want to say that opening scene where he is dreaming about being on a roundtable talk show with Thomas Friedman and is involved and is introduced as North Hollywood Henry. That made me so unbelievably happy.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Like,
And
it's one of the most broadly comic things the show has done yet this season, and it is beautiful. Oh, North Hollywood Henry. Oh. But anyway, I thought that was fantastic. And actually having Thomas Friedman there for the joke made it that much better.
and then him waking up with a Thomas Friedman book on his
I
chest.
know, because he was reading that as he went to sleep. And him extrapolating that, you know, his Thomas Friedman's latest book about how Asia is taking over the world, he has extrapolated it to his own situation. Oh, God. Hank, you're the best. And when I see that, and then I see what happens this episode, I'm like, no, Hank's not going anywhere. Hank's fine. However, I can't imagine Stephen Root makes it out of this season alive.
That and the cop's partner.
Yeah, I'm really worried about this character. And that's why I want to know how they're going to just it. Like, at some point, we need an explanation and a justification. Oh, I'm going to go across the scaffolding, so I'll snipe them from the scaffolding. You snipe them from across the canyon. So just tell me when you're in a good position.
Well, I'm just about to destroy a transformer.
Okay, well, take your time. I'm just defending the bridge, so...
I really don't feel bad about... Oh, hey. Bullets don't affect this...
The
these
transformer?
2 pieces of wood.
That's weird. You actually have to pull them out?
Yeah.
That is weird. Alright, so... yeah, it's interesting to me, right? Oh, darn you Nazis. You guys are the worst. Although I know everyone feels that way. Ah! Okay, I'm down. I'm down if you want to come and help me. I'm at the other end of the bridge.
Absolutely no way I'm going to reach you.
Oh, we'll find out. You take a shot at it. I trust your sprinting ability. But anyway. What's funny is, with your... when I'm watching these scenes, I'm like, they're really doing such a fantastic job with Hank's, like, just, I'm not going to say, go so far as to say, well, his delusion about what he can be. Like, because he does see himself as this kind of businessman first and foremost. You know? And I love that about him. And his... Oh, God, No!
Just right there.
Damn it! Both of us? Ugh. Alright, I'm waiting until you're in position next time before I move up, because there were so many guys who had cover from me, but you would have had a clean shot on them, so... We will be more careful.
You wandered across the bridge, man.
I know. Next time I'm staying on the other side of the bridge until you have absolute 100%, like, visual
to
cover.
That sweet-ass sniper's nest.
Yeah, once you get into the sniper's nest is what I'm saying. Then I will cross the bridge. But anyway, yeah, just like his crush on Christabel, his imagining that he can be a successful businessman, like, and then the fact that
I honestly don't think that
yeah,
no Hank isn't going to be successful.
It's tough. Like, it's tough to say because he does have the potential to make it. Like, he does, but he's so unconventional in the presentation of this kind of criminal that you're like, you want to root for how ridiculous he is.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm defending the bridge from cover in a prone position, so whenever you're in the sniper's nest, let me know, and then I'll move across. Alright. But yeah, like I can see you're right that he could be successful, but at the same time, it almost seems delusional how positive he is about this stuff.
Oh wow, they are super
Are they
upset
shooting
at
at
me.
you? Okay, I will move across now then, since they're focused on you. Nice. Oh yeah, I can hear it actually. Whoops. Okay, long story short, I may have accidentally brought a Panzerfaust to this level instead of a submachine gun.
Judging by that fire, yes.
Yeah, so that was... Probably should have noticed that earlier. I'm going to heal myself up, and I'm going to be back to you. So yes, this week, Hank
What's
tries
the
to...
button for crouch Z?
It's C. It is C for crouch and hold it down to lie down. Ooh.
I can't. Oh, that's why I can't lie down.
Oh, is it too narrow a space? But in any event, what fascinated me, right, was the that wonderful scene where Hank is trying to kill Barry. Oh my god!
And his assassin sucks.
He
Oh my
sucks
God.
so badly.
He has, like,
Barry doesn't even know someone's trying to kill him for the first 3 shots.
More than that, it's like
Oh yeah. Oh god, he just shoots again and again and again, and he can't hit a thing.
you like
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Such a good scene. Oh wow.
it's hard for me to actually sit down and watch that. I'm like, listen, at those distances,
There's no way.
I would struggle to miss with iron sight, much less some sort of like
Well, I would imagine, and this is
actions like.
well, I would
scoped out
imagine
rifle.
that literally what has happened is that these guys are so uncomfortable with their weapons. I think the explanation is they have mismounted the scope. And if you've mismounted that scope, and if your scope is aimed wonkily, all they're doing is they're pointing it right at Barry's head, and they keep missing, and they don't understand why, because they're not good at it, and so they're not like checking where the bullets are hitting and adjusting their aim. They're just putting the crosshairs of the scope on Barry, pulling the trigger, and trying to figure out why it's not working.
After shot number 2 or 3, I would be like, huh, something's up.
Well, yeah. Oh, good. That's you. Okay, I got scared there. Sorry. There's no friendly fire, so it doesn't matter, but I still apologize.
Yeah, you almost drilled me in the face. Thanks.
It's fine.
Um,
But yeah, it's a very funny scene.
it's hilarious, and I'm just sort of like, it goes back to, oh, my assassins fucking suck.
I know. Oh, because, yeah, the one guy he had who knew how to shoot a rifle, Barry kills in the pilot. Like the one
Beyond
Chechen.
that,
Yeah. Oh, damn it.
bleeding out.
I'm coming. He's still shooting at you, so he doesn't know I'm about to shoot him in the lungs. Which I then did. But yeah, it's just like they had one guy who knew how to shoot a rifle. And even there...
No, he did know how to shoot a rifle because
Because he
he
shoots
missed. Repeatedly.
No, I'm saying in the pilot, right? There's
Yeah.
the scene where the guy...
Yeah,
no,
there's
no,
the guy
'cause-
with the SVD who misses.
Yeah. But the key part in the pilot is they actually did manage to shoot the original target in the head in his car as planned. And then you have that hilarious scene where they don't maintain their weapons well, so, you know, they can't... The gun is jammed, and he can't make it work. And then he tries to aim, and then Barry just shoots everybody, and it's the first burst of action in the show, and it's so gorgeously well shot and executed that you're like, oh, so this show can effortlessly do both comedy and drama and action. Sorry, I said both. All 3, comedy, drama, and action. This thing is truly a special achievement. Oh, you didn't actually destroy the Transformer. I'll go back and do that while you keep those guys suppressed, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
You
I
keep them
got
suppressed,
it.
okay, right? Okay. So yeah, and then you got this guy who they're working their bolt action rifle and just has got no idea what he's doing.
He sucks. He gets shot. And Barry's not even like...
He's not. It's
He's
basically not even
bad.
pissed about it. No. Like, it's so inept that he's not even angry about it. Oh God, but that moment where he's like, just kill me. Where Hank tells him to just go ahead and kill him, and he can't do it, and he vomits in terror afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a performance!
Hank
if he's not
does this
nominated
wonderful
this
bluff.
year, he does this incredible bluff, and it works. And it's like, if he's not nominated for an Emmy this year, like, I don't know if he was nominated last year, but if he's not nominated this year, it's a friggin' crime.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, the stuff he's doing in that character. Yeah, I watched an interview with him this week, and he's a very entertaining guy. And he's like,
well, he's made me consider watching Banshee again.
I know, right? I'm like, maybe I should tune into Banshee or Gotham, because this guy's fantastic. And the funny part, he told him the story.
I have to say, is abject garbage.
No, that's why I stopped at the beginning of this. I did watch the whole first season, and I'm like, this isn't getting any better, is it? Then I watched like 2 episodes of the beginning of the second season. I'm like, oh no, this is just trash. How is this by the creator of The Mentalist? Maybe the best straight procedural of this,
Generation?
of this generation. Like, of this, since 2000s, since the new procedurals that started with CSI, right? I think The Mentalist is the best of those. The same guy created that and Rome, and then he also made Gotham, which is just pure garbage. Did you not know The Mentalist was created?
Rome.
Yes, and Rome. The creator of Rome also, right after Rome was canceled, he made The Mentalist. That's what he did next.
What the shit?
I know. Okay? I know. I didn't believe it either. That's who The Mentalist is from. It's crazy, right?
That is insane, yes.
Yeah. We got a giant thing full of bad guys here if you want to... Oh, wait. We don't have to kill them. A cutscene started. I was surprised there. No! It's the General! They're doing the scene from GoldenEye where the guy wants to gloat, but he doesn't know there's a bomb on a timer scene. You know that scene.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, I'm watching him on the show, and it's like he has the greatest story, because he's like... I had this alopecia, and I would constantly, my whole life, I would just lose patches of hair here and there, and I would go through all of this trouble to try and, like, cover it up and comb and get the right haircut. And I went into acting, even though I knew I had this disease, which you think would make it impossible to work. And then in my mid-20s, it just, like, overnight, I had this job, half of my hair fell out, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna fire me. And he's like, and then literally the minute I went completely hairless all over, I started getting job after job after job. He's like, people loved my look suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was fucking just jacked.
Oh yeah.
On Banshee.
Oh yeah, he was. Absolutely. And he was eerie and creepy looking on Gotham. Like, it's always worked for him. But that's the thing. It's like, once he really embraced his look, it's fantastic. And then of course we got to see him in the wig this season of Barry. And such a beautiful look for the man. But yeah, really good stuff with the Stephen Root this week, because we're digging into Barry's background, and he was involved in a massacre of civilians.
It wasn't... That's a gross mischaracterization of what happened.
Well, no, we don't know what happened yet. Because it cut off. No, they were talking, a donkey got shot, they were negotiating about the donkey, his friend got shot in the face, and then... they're trying to figure out, they're shooting back, they're trying to figure out who's shooting at them. We hear a woman screaming, and it gets cut off. And the next thing we hear is that Stephen Root's saying, like, it took everything on Earth to cover up what happened. And it bringing up what happened would be the worst thing you could possibly do. That makes it sound like there was a massacre of civilians.
Yeah. It makes it sound like that.
It could be something else. You're right that it could be something else. I'm just saying.
Given Stephen Root's character.
Yeah. he could be exaggerating to keep Barry under his thumb. You were completely right about that. He absolutely could be, because that's exactly what Stephen Root's character would do.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure.
And that's my knee-jerk reaction. It's like,
is this something he is saying to manipulate Barry? Yeah. And you're possibly right. I don't know what the situation is, and I'm going to, love seeing where it goes and finding out. But you have to give me that based on the facts we are shown, they are really making it look like he was involved in a massacre of civilians.
I think it'd be more something like they came under fire, like the homie got shot in the face.
Yeah.
And everyone's reacting and they start spraying fire.
Yeah. And that's entirely possible. We don't know for sure.
And it isn't like a deliberate...
It isn't a My Lai situation executing people, no. There's a good chance it's not that, you're absolutely right. But something really bad happened. We don't know what it is yet. I got your back. Kind of.
Yes.
There we go.
So many testicle shots.
I know, right? It just keeps happening. Oh, liver shot. Oh, by the way, I got all my liver shots in 4, thanks to your advice. But yeah, it's something dark. I mean, whether or not it was that bad, something dark happened, or at least that is how Barry is remembering it.
Yep.
And as we learned this episode, you can't trust your memories at all. Because Barry's girlfriend has created a mythic version of herself.
Yeah.
That she 100% believes in, that has nothing to do with what actually happened. Like, she has transformed... Damn it, sorry. They just shot the hell out of me while I was running to get you.
That's fine.
Yeah, maybe we should stay in the back half of the area for the start and just try and snipe people from up here. Because we are just having a heck of a time with this area. Wait, what the hell?
But...
Where are we?
Anyways...
Whoa. Did it? It didn't create a checkpoint after we got to the base? We have to watch the cutscene again? Guys, can we skip the cutscene with spacebar, or hit spacebar with me, or?
Yep.
Oh, okay, there it goes. All right, good. That was weird. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, and that's what she's going, and now I'm dying.
How are you bleeding out? I just have a black screen.
I don't know what happened. I think I got caught between the wall and the elevator. I don't know how, but that's what happened. All right. But yeah, and that's why I think we're going to go deep into her character this year now that her ex-husband has shown up.
I'm pretty sure he won't have a long run, because...
No, probably not, but it's going to trigger going deep into her character.
No. My bet is Barry's going to...
Yep, okay.
If he doesn't put the dude in hospital,
yeah,
he puts him in the morgue.
It's one or the other, really. But the problem for Barry is, how does he do that without being the exact kind of violent monster that... I mean, you and I understand the difference, but within Barry's head, where he won't even act, he refuses to be in a performance where he plays the guy. The one thing he wants her not to see him as is a violent monster, and now he's gonna be inspired, as we see from his face at the end of the episode, to use this kind of violence that is in him to protect her. And we know why he's doing it, and we know why it might feel like, or even be like, the right thing to do, because there's nothing worse you can do than choke somebody, everybody. Like, if a guy hits his wife, he's a bad dude. If a guy chokes his wife, he's the worst dude.
Yeah.
Like, choking is so much worse than hitting.
Of difference.
There really is. Both are awful. One of them is catastrophic.
Yeah.
Like, choking... Oh, that is really bad. Yeah. Choking a domestic partner is... Yeah. When you go into people who work in that field...
Like...
Oh, no. It's terrible.
Someone who
I choked someone in a fight once, and I felt terrible about it for how many years later is this? 25 years.
Yeah.
It's not something you should ever do ever to anybody.
Yeah. Unless you're putting down a threat.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, then we're
Like-
getting into jujitsu self-defense stuff. Obviously,
Yeah,
that is an
no,
exception.
at this point you're hitting like, okay, I'm employing lethal force.
Exactly. And that is why that is why cops in various places aren't even allowed to use chokeholds anymore. Because it's too much.
No, we
It's
were, as someone who went to cop college,
Yeah.
we were expressly told,
Never choke
don't even
anybody.
look like you're choking someone.
Just don't get that arm anywhere near their neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arm across the chest, everybody. Arm across the chest. Oh, God. Yeah, it's horrifying. But yeah, to find out that she was choked so badly that she was, the same night, had giant welts on her neck. Not that they come up later, that she ran to her girlfriend's house and had giant welts on her neck. That's a horrific injury.
Yeah.
So yeah, and she feels like a victim, right? And Chris created this myth for herself where she left her husband and she stood up to her husband. And then, oh no, actually, she went back to leave him and he was passed out on the couch, so they just fled. Oh, hell. And she just left and never looked back. She just got in her car, drove to LA, and never looked back. And what really makes me sick is the husband shows up the next day. Meaning that this woman is still in contact with her husband. This
I
woman
think
is
at this
still in
point-
contact with the guy who did that to her friend.
Mm.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, you were saying.
I mean, at this point, we both know that I have virtually no sympathy for.
This character. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even you can see where I'm coming from with wanting her to do well, right?
Yeah.
Like, even coming from you, who loathes this character, you get why I'm like, oh god, I need
She
this to go well
is,
for her.
frankly, emotionally abusive.
Oh, she is. She's horribly emotionally abusive. Because, and the thing is, she's so self-involved, she can't see how fragile Barry is. Like, that's one of the things that's so interesting
No,
is...
even if Barry wasn't.
Oh no, even if he
emotionally
wasn't emotionally
fragile.
fragile, it's still abusive behavior.
Yeah.
But I think it's that much worse when you see how fragile he is.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, I think Jean has an inkling of how fragile he is, but she has no idea because we see that she has this, as we see with this story she tells herself about her husband, she has this narrative that she builds up in her head about who she is and who other people are. Right? That she just can't get out there. And she might be talented, but she is incredibly oblivious in an almost stereotypical LA actress way. You know, I just think it's a really good performance. I think it's a really good character, but I will not defend her, and I get why you loathe her. Like, I get it. I just think it's fascinating.
For me,
performance.
it's a very knee-jerk reaction. I'm like, yeah, no.
You recoil from how awful this woman is. Even while you acknowledge that her awfulness is the point. Yeah. No, I get it. I get your reaction completely. I just have so much more empathy for this woman than you do. Alright, we should start planting bombs.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
That's sad.
also, can I just say, the moment where Barry sees a young himself, I'm like, oh no. The guy just getting praised for shooting well. I'm like, oh, this can't go well. This can't go well at all. But anyway, you were saying, that said.
I think he's like his major conflict coming up will be do I want to turn this guy into someone
Me.
like me?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, it's a moment where that can start out hilarious, right? With
Yeah.
the first, you've got the guy who's doing all the translating, and then everyone's asking him questions in English. And it's like, does everybody here speak English? Like, oh well, And then Hank's like, why did I bring a translator? It's a very funny bit. And then you get into the physical comedy of the guys being terrible at shooting, and then you've got that next layer to it where he sees a young him. He sees this baby-faced kid who's shooting well and getting the immediate positive reinforcement of everybody for the shooting, and you're like, oh, god damn it. And so what is Barry supposed to do? Oh, I forgot to tell you to set landmines. Sorry. Oh, I forgot to tell you
Don't worry,
to set landmines.
there's a Panzer Shrek at
No,
the
I've
back
got a
that
Shrek.
I'm
Remember,
running
I have
towards.
a Shrek. I have a Panzer Shrek, remember?
Then Shrek that Panzer.
I'm going to. Well, it's an armored car. It's a 222. But yes, I will. I will Shrek the hell out of it. Well, that did it. That got it done. Oh my god, are you ready for this? I didn't kill the tank, but I killed the 3 guys standing next to the tank.
I'll take it.
Oh yeah, now the tank's dead. It's
um,
fine. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing over the rest of the season. I mean, or however many episodes it plays out on. But I guess this is the first episode where it occurred to me, and I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay.
Where it occurred to me for a moment that fundamentally Fuchs actually does give a damn about Barry.
Fuchs gives a damn about Barry, but from my perspective, I believe that Fuchs is abusing Barry.
Of course,
Of course.
no, of course.
But I feel he does care about Barry's emotional well-being.
Yeah,
And quite frankly, we don't know anything about Fuchs.
not yet.
Not yet.
But I really hope we get a chance to learn, because I think structurally what fascinated me about these 2 episodes back to back, right, was in the first episode we have, like, over these 2 episodes we've got scenes where we see a character as we know them, right, as we've seen them for the whole time. So in the first episode, it's NoHo Hank being the charming buffoon we know and love, and Barry rejects him, right?
Click.
And then he comes back completely 180-degree flipped, right? And later in that episode, we get Fuchs, as we always know him, grasping, scheming scumbag, and then again, Barry rejects him, and he comes back with a 180-degree flip. Suddenly he seems genuine and emotional and to care about Barry. So we've seen, like, Barry actually saying no to people twice, and then having that completely change their relationship with him in very interesting ways.
I don't think it's... Okay, part of having an abusive relationship is building that relationship, and it's
You're
being
right.
there.
He couldn't be that kind to get Barry. He couldn't manipulate him later.
Yeah, essentially.
Right.
So, I feel like...
I guess it's possible I'm just being taken in by Fuchs.
No, I think Fuchs is... The way I see it is Fuchs is another Vietnam vet, like Barry's father, who we have seen very little of.
Yeah. We have only the slightest,
Inkling.
rumors-ish. You just have to climb up onto the Rata to set the last bomb. So the stairs should be right around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've only had the slightest inkling of who Barry's dad was.
I feel like Fuchs is this guy who's damaged by Vietnam,
Okay.
who understands Barry's father, who is trying to look out for Barry in the only way he knows how. But
Such
at
a
the same
tragic
time,
idea.
he's sitting there going, well, why shouldn't I?
Turn a profit on all this.
Bingo.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think there are fascinating layers to Fuchs's persona. And
Yeah.
I would love to learn more about him as we go. And that's why I am kind of... At one level, I really do think he might be in for it this year.
Yeah.
It's
But,
just I don't see a way out for him and that cop where the show keeps going if they're alive. Although the weird part
No,
is...
the cop is dead.
Probably. That being said, if Fuchs does die, he does have no evidence against Barry. Like, he currently has no evidence against Barry. Get over to the door here with me, would you?
I'm working on it.
Who's shooting at us?
No, I just feel that the cop isn't going to survive.
He might
He has,
not
like,
make it, yeah.
every indicator for suicide at this point.
Yeah, he would be... all the stuff they're doing about his wife leaving him and the financial difficulties and problems with his kids, like... You really do have a sense that this guy could show up having eaten a bullet and they would just assume it was a suicide. Like, this is a second time Barry could get away with faking a suicide.
Yeah.
Or honestly, Fuchs might do it.
But in the end,
Yeah. Yeah, like, I can understand. But that's why I'm worried about it being too pat. The idea to keep the character, not just telling anybody else about Barry.
yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, it's a little pat. Because it's too clean that they can get rid of him. But we still might get a reason why he's doing this. We might just have to accept it as a plot contrivance in an otherwise stellar show. But if you want to take the final shot, that would be great.
contrivances in
Plenty of stuff.
Counterpart.
And look where that got us. I don't want to be too mean, but that didn't get us anywhere good, accepting the plot contrivances.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, you know me. I want the show to be incredible, and I think mostly the show is incredible. But this is the one place where it's plot-wise weak. No, you got to make the shot from here. You get to the sniper's nest and you shoot the fuel tanks on top of the Rata. It's already glowing red. It's already been marked. Yeah.
All right.
I figured you would want to take the final shot.
Thank you.
There we go. I love how much the bullets are wonky from like when they do the close-up of it shooting, like how the bullets come out of like a foot to the left of the barrel.
Yeah.
Makes me weirdly happy. Oh, kaboom! Oh, General Vogel. You're dust. But yeah, obviously, I have every confidence that Barry is going to continue being excellent. I can't wait for the next episode, as I always can't wait for the next episode. But we'll see. Fingers crossed. We'll see where it goes from here. Fuchs. You're so fantastic as a character. But yeah, we're 3 episodes into what? How many episodes were the first season? 10, 12?
Yeah, 10.
10, okay. So we're a third of the way through the season. Oh, damn! That was cold. We're 3 episodes. We're a third away into the new season. I think it's got every potential to keep being great. There are so many ways the plot can go now. And they got a Braveheart joke in there.
Yeah.
Because Barry's just like, anything not to have to tell one of my true stories. Anything not to be true. And then you got
Well,
Gene
you
with
have
his
to
son again.
sympathize with him. He's like, oh yeah, I was kicking it old school, and my best buddy got shot in the fucking face, and I had to try and save his life.
Yeah. I know.
and he was never the same afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, and just because he doesn't want to tell the story of being, and the weird part is, I just love that he's scared to tell the truth of his first kill story, which is that this is the first time in his life he's ever been completely appreciated for something, like that everyone had ever cheered him and accepted him like that, and it was
It
for
was the
murdering
best
three
day of my
people.
fucking life.
Exactly. Right? He's
Yeah.
so afraid to tell that story that he's trying to find a better story, and he can't find a better story, so he tries to make one up by turning it into Braveheart. Oh, Bear! I
Like,
mean,
no,
it's so
it's not
dark.
that he is trying to, like, make something up better, but he's trying to find something. He's trying
Right.
to find a better story to tell other
Yeah.
than, oh yeah, by the way.
I shot some people. It's questionable whether I should have.
But
Uh,
this was
but
the
that's
first
what the
time
war
I
was like,
felt
and this is the
amazing in
first
my life.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
And,
right.
like, okay, I saved my best buddy's life.
But then something happened.
I saved my best buddy's life. But he's people soup, and
Jesus. Oh God! And then something happened afterwards, and we can question how good or bad that thing was. But something happened afterwards that I feel like I can't tell anybody. So he creates the Hollywood version of it,
yeah.
because that's what he is told to do by Fuchs. You know, no one wants to hear the facts; they want to hear a story. Oh. All right, so let's get into the second show we watched this week. We watched episode 4 through 6 of The Tick.
Oh, the
I've been-
tick is brilliant.
The Tick is genius. Oh, I invited you to a game of survival.
Yes.
All right, so jump in at your leisure. I'm going to stick with... last time I did this, I swapped out for the... oh, God, you know, the best gun. The
The
M1?
Enfield?
Yeah, no, the M1. And, of course, it had such ridiculous bullet drop, I couldn't hit a damn thing, so I'm sticking with the Carcano this time. All right, let's do this. But isn't the Tick firing on all cylinders? Wow, like, they went into Aegis being super sinister right away. You were not wrong about that. You called that one in the arc of the season pretty quickly. Oh, I thought I invited you. Oh. Invite
Say
sent.
again?
Okay. Yeah, try accepting my invitation.
No, like, your entire... Like, your audio cut out entirely.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Accept my invitation to this, and then I will say what I was saying, which is how overtly sinister it became. And I guess when you hire John Hodgman to be your mad scientist, like, there's always going to be that creepiness to it, but they went double down on the creepiness, and
Definitely.
at the same time tripled up the humanity of the show, which has always been the focus of the show.
Yeah.
Right? By taking a turn with Lobstercules that I didn't see coming.
Yeah, me neither.
I had no idea that's where they were going with Lobstercules. Because the Tick is... The comic book and the cartoon are legitimately full of random crazy monsters who, once they become crazy monsters, decide to start robbing banks. Like, that is not based on what we expect from superhero fiction. It's not at all strange to find a situation where a guy would, like, turn into a lobster monster or wherever it came from. Now we find out it's just an Atlantean, right? And then immediately, okay, well, better start robbing banks. You know? That's the most normal thing in the world when it comes to superhero fiction. So, the much
I'm
more
going to point
logical
out
situation, a crazy monster is blackmailed into it by scumbags, of course that turned out to be true. But anyway, you were going to point out.
I mean... Shit.
Problems.
My reticle isn't great.
Oh no.
Um,
But yes, on the Lobstercules front, you had something?
I kind of saw that coming, but like, given like the stock villains of the Tick, you're used to not Lobstercules, but you're used to Chairface Chippendale,
Yeah.
right?
Sinister planning dudes.
Sinister planning dudes that are kind of funny instead of just being kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, and this one got really sad really fast because we get a long scene of a mother talking to her, like singing with her children, and then, horrible guys putting them into a cooler and dragging them away. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a rough scene to watch for a comedy show. Also, we got Danger Boat's backstory.
Which isn't any better.
So much more tragic than I thought it was going to be. Because we found out that, because we had heard that it's like if an AI becomes sentient, you have to report it so it can be disassembled, which, Jesus Christ,
Kind of awful in and of itself.
But then when you get this level to it, and I mean, the fact that we get this gruesome, tragic backstory of why I went back to Lobstercules for a second, of why Danger Boat can't fly anymore. But the fact that it was all wrapped up in a joke about Knight Rider? That's amazing.
Yeah.
They all it's all just a joke about Knight Rider at the same time. Like the guts to do that. It's like, no, it's a Knight Rider joke. He's named Michael King. Like, we get what's happening here, and he has the exact, Knight Rider Kit relationship, and yet they managed to get so much heartbreak out of this thing that goes from reference comedy to brutal over-the-top gore, and then... But you still feel heartbroken for Danger Boat.
The thing I'd compare it to is, do you remember Season 3, Episode 1 of The Expanse?
Okay.
And you have that one belter who tries to go through the ring.
Oh, God,
and
yes, all by myself.
He gets turned into soup.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yes, oh, God, and how in Belter Lingua, the song All By Myself is called I'm All Alone. Because it's a less complicated language. Oh, such good comedy in that. Oh, I love that show so much. But yeah, it's that same kind of mixture of going from tragic to this so brutal you almost have to laugh moment.
Yeah.
And it's all wrapped up in the the legitimately tragic backstory of Danger Boat and why Danger Boat can't fly anymore. Oh, Danger Boat! I love Danger Boat. I don't know if I've said that before.
Yeah.
Danger Boat, who, also has a song. Who also has a Danger Boat song. I'm gonna take out the Panzerschreck guy right away. Just someone might try to give him first aid, so I'm gonna keep watching his incapacitated body. No, we're fine. But yeah, Danger Boat. Alan Tudyk, great vocal performance. Take that.
Really, it's Alan Tudyk?
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, it's Alan Tudyk as Danger Boat. Yeah, take that, Killbot from Star Wars Rogue One. We have a new Best Alan Tudyk vocal performance. So how much did it piss off when they were making Rogue One that they couldn't just have the Alan Tudyk Killbot be the character from Knights of the Old Republic? Because that's obviously what they were doing with that character.
I don't have good opinions about new Star Wars.
Okay, but I'm just saying the place where that character ties in most directly to the franchise is the Killbot from Knights of the Old Republic, and I think anyone would
Killbot
agree with that.
9000, yes.
Killbot
And
9000.
Rogue One was the best of the last bunch of movies.
I would say
Because I
Han Solo is
actually
better,
couldn't
but that's another
finish
conversation.
Last Jedi.
No, I get that. Last Jedi is not great, but I personally... Oh, grenades incoming. We got to get down there and kill them. Yeah, that was bad. I personally love Solo, and I think Solo is the best one, but I know that's not a popular opinion, and I don't expect anybody to agree with me on that one. I just really love that movie. But anyway, turning back to the Tick, watching him this episode, I'm like, so who is the stretchy guy? And then I looked at him again, and I'm like, oh, it's Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why I didn't recognize
That's
him the
not
first time.
a good association.
Well, I think it's what he's most famous for.
It
And I
is
think-
what he's most famous for, but it's like, oh yeah, so you pissed on a toddler.
Jesus Christ. I mean, he's a disgusting, horrible character, and I get why no one would want that to be the first thing you think of when you think of them as an actor, but, I mean, he must know, you know? He's not
Just saying.
delusional. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I'm not questioning your rightness here. I'm just saying that's obviously what the man is
You're
best
not.
known for.
I'm not mischaracterizing.
Not at all. Not at all. So great stuff there. I mean, we all kind of saw this potential story arc from Miss Lint coming, but that's not making it less satisfying as we watch it happen. That it's hard to be a superhero without feeling like a superhero. You know, without feeling... It's hard to pretend to be a superhero and help people without feeling good about doing it. Because as we learn from the conversation with Superion, like... At the same time, like... You think you're a superhero, and this seems to be where they were going for him. You say it's not about... Superheroes say it's not about the praise, but the praise feels great. And when the praise gets taken away... Is it still worth being a superhero?
Yeah, I kind of think that that's kind of Lynn's arc right now.
Yeah. Like, it
But-
feels good to have people appreciate you. Like, it's good. I mean, and that's the question. Is it better to be feared or loved? Maybe it's better to be loved. You know? When you're...
Well,
the thing
not
is,
the
when
fact
you're
that,
loved, you can go to sleep at night comfortably. But anyway, you were saying?
Like Lint is experiencing the, oh hey,
I gotcha. She's experiencing.
yeah, I don't need to sleep with one eye open
Yeah.
for the rest of my life.
You don't have to worry about your subordinates trying to kill you when you're a superhero. That's not how it works. Like, you get adulation, you get, there's money in it, you have a certain amount of power over people's lives if that's what you're into, and people will praise you for it. It feels great to be a superhero, you know?
Yeah, and this is the inverse of
Oh, damn it.
Superion's.
Yeah, what Superion is going through, because he's on the other side of it. And I think it's going to be a really interesting journey for both.
Grenade.
God
Yep.
damn it, all these freaking grenades. Okay, I can't save you because there's another grenade there. I have to go and... Damn it, they got me too.
Yeah,
They're good at grenades. All right, I'm going to pitch something. Maybe we don't stay on the same roof.
as an option.
as a possibility. Maybe we get on different roofs this time. That way we can cover each other.
But anyways,
yeah, it's
Superion having that taken away any sort of criticism, just
because he's not used to it at all. He doesn't know how to respond to any criticism because he's only had adulation for the past 100 years. So when that gets
He-
taken away, what do you do?
he views himself as this living god.
Yep. You know, caring for humanity, as he shows it in his statue, cradling humanity.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, how's humanity going to feel about that exactly? You're literally infantilizing an entire species. All right.
And turns out we're kind of ornery about that.
Yup. Nice shot. You hit their grenades. Bravo. But yeah, like, that's not something that humans like to hear about themselves. They don't like to be told that, they're beneath him. I mean, they literally are beneath him, but you can be classy about it. You don't have to remind them of that. There's no reason to be so... Oh, damn it, I tried to take out the truck's gas tank and I missed, so we got a truck full of reinforcements on the way. Sorry about that. Wish I could have gotten them, but I screwed it up.
It's alright.
Hey, I got a kill assist, which means I damaged the guy right before you killed him. Nice. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting because Superian's got something really interesting going on this season too. So tell me, do you think it was too obvious a reference what Superian's plan was, or like did not everyone get that immediately?
Oh no.
What?
I'm kind of on the fence about the entire Superior arc.
Okay.
Like,
do you not like where it's going, or do you just think that they could be doing it better?
it's very simplistic.
Huh. Okay.
Because, okay, it's, I don't feel appreciated. I'm going to try and... It's like a toddler throwing a tantrum.
I mean, it is. You're absolutely right. And I think that's an interesting way to take it because... How do you put this? I think what they're trying to say, and I mean, the show is going to confirm this for me, or it's going to correct me. I think what they're trying to say is, when you're this powerful, you never have any, like, it is adversity that emotionally matures us as people. When you're literally a god, you don't have to emotionally mature. Because you never face adversity. Right?
Okay, so what you're saying is the parts that make you a mature human adult
are overcoming obstacles. Why do you
there.
think rich people are also immature? All rich people are whiny, immature babies, just as a general rule, unless they're self-made. Although, honestly, becoming rich can make you so entitled that you regress into a whiny, entitled baby. But generally, rich people are, whiny, entitled babies, right? And imagine that on a level of, except it isn't just an accident of fate. Like, it isn't just an accident of birth that has this, but you literally have the powers of a god. Like, in our culture, people are rich because they were accidentally born into rich families. 99% of rich people were born into it, Basically, a bunch of generations back, somebody stole something, and now people have been rich for a couple hundred years. And I know that's my communism.
Put down the Communist Manifesto
for a second.
About 5 minutes.
Okay. But I'm just using this ridiculous, over-the-top communist argument to make a point about the way people are infantilized by being removed from the consequences of their actions, right?
Oh, I can absolutely agree with that, but,
whoops,
I
know I'm taking it too far. I was obviously trying to get a reaction from you by taking it too far. I apologize.
Well, it's only 35 million people, right? Well,
okay.
Between 1934 and 1939, only 35 million people. 9 million people at Stalingrad. Oh.
You know what? If you want to have a victims of capitalism conversation, we can have that too. We should save that for another conversation. We can save that
I'm just
for
going to
another
point
episode.
out that, at everything but mass murder, communists are worse.
Oh, that's it's okay. Like I said, this is a conversation we can save for another time. But seriously though, like, and I think that's key to what Superion is going through right now. Like, it's this idea that he's never faced this kind of adversity. He's never not been loved. Like, everything has been easy for him forever, and he's always been loved for just doing stuff that takes no effort.
My impression is he has never really faced adversity in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, this is the first time he's ever been... It might be the first time he's ever done anything wrong. Because he told everybody the Terror was dead. And everyone believed him because he was Superion, and now their faith in him is being shaken by the fact that the Terror... Yeah, Terror wasn't dead this whole time.
Yeah.
So he's not infallible. And not only, I mean, he was never infallible, but that's what he thought he was, and that's how everyone treated him. Right? And so now you got the situation where he's unwilling to confront his own failing honestly, because his failing was caused by arrogance, by his own belief that he couldn't do anything wrong. Right? And he's still being arrogant about it. And saying that, well, I'm infallible, so I can just fix this with a snap of my fingers. Right?
Yeah.
And of course he can't.
That's how he solved literally everything else.
Every other problem. And of course this is a much harder thing to do. What? Did you enjoy the truck explosion?
Yeah, I shot the truck driver, and he drove a truckload of Nazis into a pillar and had his truck explode.
Nice. And that's why, I mean, I can see why you think it's simple, like, but I really think it's going to get interesting over the season. Like, I really think there's stuff they can do with them, and especially the fact that right now, Superion is thinking, I can just fix this if I reverse time. But there's a 50-50 chance that turning the world backwards is going to... 50% chance turning the world backwards reverses time and I make all this not happen. 50% chance every single human gets ejected into space.
Yeah.
Such a good line.
Concerning.
And he's so nuts when he says it. And then they do the... Because it's like two different references to Superman 1 in the same...
in the same moment, yeah.
Oh, God. Like having the Can You Hear My Thoughts speech. Oh, and the turning back time thing in the same episode at the same moment. Oh, genius. Like, just genius.
Yeah, we're talking, like, Top Gear level genius.
Yes. It's just so clever. Such a good presentation. Like, I mean, these guys... The Tick has been great at superhero parody and satire all along.
Yeah.
But I really think they've upped their game with season 2.
Definitely.
I think this... Well, I mean, last year we were saying that this is the best version of the Tick we've ever had. Better than the comic books, better than the cartoon. And I think season 2 is shaping up to be a bunch better than season 1.
I agree.
Yeah. And how great is it that they undid Overkill's vow not to kill immediately?
Yeah. It kind of feels like they're like, oh, well, let's make them think we wrote ourselves into a corner.
Yeah. Right? And then, because it's like, oh, what are they trying to say about superheroes if Overkill's not allowed to kill anybody ever, right? But you've already established that this is a bleak modern superhero world where you can't just put people in jail. And oh, by the way, the first thing that happens in the first episode is the Terror executes a bunch of blind people by shooting them in the head.
Yeah.
You know, in that world, it's fine that Overkill stabs people over and over and over again.
Well,
he is looking for the right place to put a knife, but he can't quite find it, as they said in the first episode. Like, he was searching for where to put his knives away, but he couldn't quite find it.
It's what I'd like to call the Wolverine conundrum.
Right.
Wolverine is an immediately fatal character.
Oh yeah, he has to kill people.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
He can't just bitch slap them away.
Nope. He's got claws. Like, the claws aren't there for show, and
this
that's
is
what
something
Overkill
that
is.
the 60s, 70s, 80s
90s, yeah.
just
They always had trouble with dealing with. Okay,
Exactly.
I'm in trouble, and they've got a Panzerschreck, so run away from me the second you heal me. Just run in opposite directions so we don't get Panzerschrecked. Yeah, and you're right, they've always had severe trouble figuring out how to deal with that, and only recently have they embraced the kind of world that entails. Right? It's a fairly recent phenomenon that they've truly embraced the kind of world. And I'm not saying they've rebuilt the whole Marvel universe around the fact that Wolverine has claws. I'm not that cynical. But it would be, what do you call it? Naive to say that that didn't factor in some. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's been for the better in the Marvel universe. That's how we got Logan.
Logan is probably one of the better.
Oh, it is. Of the modern superhero, like, cycle, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like, the modern cycle of superhero films, Logan did some fascinating things. There's stuff I would have preferred it did, but that's a whole other conversation we're not getting into today. We're not here to talk about Logan. But yeah, I really loved it. I love what I had to say about the character. And again, it was about him living his whole life as a man of violence, and, well, where does that take you? Where does that leave you? You know, what happens then? So much better than Omen.
When you're not supposed to kill people. When you've got... when you must use less lethal options.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's fascinating. But yeah, and then you got Dot wishing him back to killing people. Just that wonderful moment where he's like, couldn't I just wish for you also? I also saved your life. Couldn't I just demand that you start killing people again? And he's like, that's so much more convenient than you doing all the killing. Because I can't think of a plan for this situation that doesn't involve killing.
Yeah.
So it's so much better if I can take care of the killing. Thank you for that. And then the show, which is such a light comedy at times, then goes right to being bleak so fast, because they've got a guy who enslaves people and puts in mind control chips and turns them into furniture.
Yeah.
It's a thing so absurd that the absurdity of it couches the horror of what they're talking about. Like,
it really
is
does.
Disgusting, perverse horror that's so absurd that your mind has a trouble latching on to how horrific it is, right? Oh, God, like, I couldn't imagine, like, what were they going to do with this? Oh, he turns people into furniture. I'm like, what? And then you see it, and it's disgusting, and they cut it with humor, but it's the kind of humor that leaves you so unsettled.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Like, I honestly think that part of the episode was brilliant.
I think that most of the tick from, turning Lobster Hercules
into this tragic figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the horrible, perverse monstrousness of the furniture, human furniture,
furniture
salesman. Yeah, and then you've got behind it, there's this mysterious character, Duke, who's the guy who makes all of this disgusting slavery tech. And we're like, okay, well, who is this guy? We need to know more about this. And we're going to find out.
My suspicion is it's
tied in inexorably with Tyrannosaurus, and that's why that guy has this super high-tech black hole heart?
Well, there's that, and the fact that there's the dude who,
Edgelord? Oh, you think it might be See, I thought it was going to tie in with Tyrannosaur. You think it might tie in with Edgelord?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Well, I'm going to be interested to see where that
Well,
goes.
he's
then.
got all this super tech, and
That's true. He's a creep.
It-
He's got
it
super
just-
tech.
let's face it, super tech doesn't just come out of nowhere.
That's true. So otherwise, the show is going to have there's a bunch of multiple sources of super tech, or there's going to be an inexorable connection. Ah, damn it! Guy snuck up on me. I killed him, but he did sneak up on me. That was bad. Ah, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, Edgelord could definitely be involved because he is a creep. Oh, he's a creep. Oh, so nice seeing her turn on her own people. So that no one will think that she's secretly Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
And the man who, in a perfect comedic line of dialogue, was electrocuted so badly he lost the concept of Tuesday. It's such a good joke. It was my favorite joke in
entire
all 3 episodes. Like, he doesn't understand what Tuesday is. He thinks there are only 6 days in a week now. That's amazing. Oh, that's such a good joke. And like I said, my favorite joke in the entire run of 3 episodes was the guy who loses the concept of Tuesday. I mean, there's plenty of good jokes in the episodes, but that was my favorite. Second favorite, of course, being the Lois Lane scene. With the what do you call it? I'm blanking on the guy's name now. Horrible person who wrecks the world. Prison Planet. Alex Jones.
Hillary Clinton.
Hilarious. Alex Jones type person having the Lois Lane scene is just so beautiful. But my favorite by far was that joke. So yeah, I mean, it's firing on all cylinders. Every new superhero they introduce. Did you try to take out the tank again? Because you keep going into bleed out mode.
4 rounds into the tank's rear.
And
gas.
It still gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tanks are the worst. I got a Panzerfaust, so let's just do that thing where you distract him and I shoot him.
Okay.
Apparently bringing a Panzerfaust on this mission wasn't as a terrible idea as I thought it was.
Not at all.
Alright. So... why? Okay, here's my question to you going forward. I had a big theory last week. This time I don't have a theory. My theory last week, as you recall, was that the tick is Arthur's power, and that's why Arthur tests 0. This week we found out that their stepfather was assigned to watch them.
Yeah.
Was assigned to that family. So Dot having precognition, right? And is something they knew about. And that's why their stepfather, damn it! I thought he was going to keep driving, so I let him a little, and he friggin' stopped on me. Anyway, so their father was assigned to the family.
Yeah.
Which is creepy, but the tick does creepy really well.
But
so.
not outside
not
the realm of possibility
of the kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's the kind of stuff we know the CIA actually does. So, it's definitely something they would have done in Russia. So, it's like in this weird police state aegis concept, it's not that strange that is who Jules Pierre Mao is, as a guy who was assigned to the family to keep an eye on them.
Oh, yeah, and he has the equivalent of the VC or Iron Cross.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he is the highest rank of... the highest rank of SHIELD operative. I said SHIELD. Aegis, which, is just a synonym for SHIELD.
Yeah.
That's why they're called that, because it's an obvious parody of SHIELD. Oh, God, is that... Oh, there's another Panzerschrank coming. Watch out. But anyway... so what interests me is seeing where that character goes. Because we haven't actually had much of him this year yet. Or really any of him this year yet. We just had that one glimpse at the dinner scene. But we see his picture on the Greatest Heroes of Aegis wall. So there you go. So My theory is, as you know, that the tick is Arthur's power, and that's why he scans 0, where everybody should at least scan a little. No, Arthur is very powerful, but his power has been completely externalized as the tick.
Yeah.
And the tick is Arthur's childhood idea of what
externalized his superpower.
And so the tick is the embodiment of what a 6-year-old thinks a superhero is. And that's why the tick is the way he is, because he is the like a living example of a 6-year-old's idea of how the world works, right? And what a superhero is. That's why the tick is the way he is my theory. Oh, there's a truck coming. I shot one of the guys off the back of it, but I can't get an angle with my Panzer Faust.
Damn.
Panzerschreck, sorry. Oh wait, now I can. Hold on. Stop driving the freaking car.
Oh, I got.
And there goes the truck. Nice. Did you get the
Nicely
driver
done.
again?
I got the driver, yeah.
Nice. Oh, beautiful partnership. Okay, so that is my theory last week. Here's the thing I don't have a theory about last week, and I want your thoughts on.
Okay.
Why is it vitally important that no one knows that Lobstercules has children, and why is it so bad that they've already accidentally mentioned that? Because Lobstercules is like, no one can know I have kids. And that is why she refuses to talk, to the point that she is willing to risk being vivisected to keep people from finding out she has kids. But they already mentioned it is the problem.
I think it goes back to essentially she's afraid that the people at Aegis who are kind of acting shady
are going to use the kids against her the way the fisherman did.
can go.
Because I'm sure she's got a lot of secrets she can tell. This is going to sound weird, but it's not even, I can't even say that this is fully thought out enough to consider it a theory. But there is something so compelling and mysterious about the way they communicate through song that it makes me wonder if there is something intrinsic to the nature of her children that they can do, that they have a power that she thinks is dangerous. That people don't know how powerful these children are. Oh crap, it's a 222.
Where?
And it's already zoomed in, it's already sighted me, so if you could shoot at it once
Where?
and distract it.
No, I see it.
I should have marked it. Oh no, okay, you got it? If you could shoot at it, get his cannon facing the wrong way.
Super mad at me.
Alright. I hit it, but it did not die. Oh, I hate these 222s. So if we survive this long enough, a tank's gonna show up, right? Alright, it's dead. A tank is gonna show up at some point if you survive long enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. God, I love this game. So yeah, you think it's just she would be forced to give up all the secrets of Atlantis and whatever she can do. And my so ill-conceived thing, it doesn't even feel like a theory, is there is something intrinsically powerful about the children and their music that itself is risky. Like, just having the kids is risky.
Maybe.
Because, God, the gleefulness with which he's like, oh, crap!
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, I saw him way too late. Right, the gleefulness with which John Hodgman is like, are there offspring? I found so creepy. John Hodgman, by the way, doing a great job.
I mean, no offense to the man, but
such a creep.
Kind of creepy.
So creepy. Okay, we got a reinforcements truck. Now we don't have a reinforcements truck. Oh, that's the best move I've ever pulled.
Oh, they're all up in my business.
Okay, there's 8 guys on top of you. I wish I could have been defending you, but I was busy watching for reinforcements. But you know what? The enforcements were the real problem. Yeah, this is not a good time to have my only weapon be a bolt-action rifle.
Probably not.
Oh, where are you?
On the stairs behind you. Yep. No, back.
Where?
Back.
Back.
No,
My
to your
20.
right.
Oh, wait, I see it. I see
Yep.
it. That was close. All right, so I think we are in full agreement
Yes.
as to that the Tick and Barry are having incredible seasons so far.
Yes.
We have the highest hopes for both of them going forward. So before we wrap this up and make a recommendation, just FYI, in 2 more weeks we're going to be out of the episodes of The Tick to watch,
Yep.
and we're still going to be watching Barry. So the question is, what should we be pairing with Barry? I think we should be watching amazing new spy show, Patriot.
My
you're
vote
voting
is
for a little something for American Gods. So what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks is, I think we should watch the pilot of each one and debate their merits.
No, I can
that work for
definitely
you?
get behind that.
Okay, so that's just, think about doing that. That gives you 2 weeks to watch the first episode of Patriot. It gives me 2 weeks to watch the first episode of American Gods. And obviously for the next 2 weeks, we're still just going to be watching The Tick and Barry every week because, you know, how could you ever turn down these episodes? So before we go, do you have a quiz in mind?
On what?
I was
Give
hoping
me
The
a
Tick.
subject.
I was hoping The Tick. And if you got something for Classic Tick, that would be amazing, because I just want to give a shout out to how beautiful Classic Tick has always been, how important it is to all of us. You know, Classic Tick's the best.
Where was Pigleg imprisoned?
Oh, that's a good one. There you go. Damn. Yeah, I just killed 14 Nazis by blowing
yeah.
up 2 trucks. And now there's a 3rd truck, and the 3rd truck is, sadly, I don't have an angle on it, but it is parked directly next to your building.
Where?
Like, they just... No, like, right below you. Directly below you on the far side of your building from where I am. Like, it is literally parked at the bottom of the building.
I cannot see it.
Okay, well, I'm running up with a rocket launcher to see if I can finish these guys off. So, wish me luck.
I'll come down with
so yeah.
Mr. Thompson.
Where the hell did he go? Where the hell did this truck go? Oh, there it is.
Exactly.
Oh, they got me hardcore. Well, now you know where they are. Hey, a headshot. Nice. So yeah, do that. And do you have a recommendation that you think people should be checking out? Video game, movie, TV, whatever you want.
Oh, yes, I do.
Go.
Astartes.
3 guys. Astartes? Is this a spaceflight game?
I'm a huge fan of 40K and...
Of course.
So, there's a YouTube series called Astartes.
Really? That's entirely Warhammer 40K?
Yep.
Wow, nice.
It deals with my people. Spaced Marines.
Space Marines really are the best. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
All right. For me, you know, I'm just going to, as always, recommend that, what do you call it? People drop by the rest of the Hidden Object Guru channel for other things. And if you absolutely need an amazing TV show to watch, I'm gonna go for a little thing, something called Pretty Little Liars. It takes a while to get started, but once it gets there, whoo boy, is that a really great TV teenage mystery show.
You're a bad person.
I am a bad person. I've been open about that
just-
every time we've had this conversation. Check out
Listen-
Pretty Little Liars.
listen,
You'll have a
kids.
good time.
Just go ahead and watch. Man, you'll thank me.
Okay. We've taken
We are
very
actually
different...
due for more expanse fairly
Okay.
shortly.
I know, I'm so excited. It's coming in what, June?
Yeah, it's coming in June, and it's got that sweet Amazon money.
I know, they've got unlimited money for the first time. Amazon's paying
Oh,
for
Jeff
fantastic stuff
Bezos
on the
is
tick.
actually a huge fan of the series.
That must be nice, being the richest man in the world and your favorite show goes off the air and he's like, well, not anymore, it doesn't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you know there's an episode of The Outer Limits, not The Outer Limits, sorry, Tales from the Dark Side, that is Jeff Bezos.
Really?
All right, I'll tell you the story of this episode. So Darren McGavin, that's the Night Stalker, right? Darren McGavin.
Yep.
All right, so he played an actor who back in the 40s or the 50s was in a black and white TV show that was basically The Fugitive. Like, a guy had been framed for a murder, and he was a detective, and he was trying to clear his name and find out the mystery of blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And so it's 1980, he's super old, right? And then suddenly, a mysterious man shows up, and he's like, hey, I really love that show you did back in the 50s, right? Really love that show you did back in the 50s where you played the guy. So... Remember how the show ended and we never found out who framed you and who was the mysterious guy who caused all the real life problems? He's like, yeah, we were really sad when the show got canceled. And he's like, how about you do a movie that wraps that up? And he's like, no one wants to see that. And he's like, here is a briefcase full of gold bars to pay for making that movie. So go, hire all the original people, tell the story, just wrap up that story from us. And of course, the wrap-up of the plot, of course, is that it is a guy from another solar system who have been getting the TV shows 50 years later, because it's traveling almost at the speed of light, and they're from, like, Alpha Centauri, so they've been watching the Darren McGavin show, and it's their favorite show ever. And then they're like, it ends on a cliffhanger. And they're like, we can't do this. So they fly to Earth and they pay for the show to get finished. And what I'm saying is, that ridiculous sci-fi principle has now happened with Jeff Bezos. Where there's just one guy so rich he can just make his fantasy of having the show continue happen. So yeah, science fiction is now a reality, is what I'm trying to say.
But yeah.
I'm saying, you see why my first point of reference for that... thing that really happened with Jeff Bezos is an episode of The Outer Limits, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the tank? Oh, God, it's the tank. All right, I got my head down. Could you...
I put landmines on the bridge.
Okay, which bridge? This bridge here in front of me or the far bridge?
There's just the one bridge.
No, there's two bridges. There's my bridge and there's your bridge.
The bridge between the two of us.
Oh, so this bridge here. Yeah, because there's a bridge directly beside you as well.
Oh.
If you turn slightly. So if he gets immobile, maybe he'll get killed by this, and if he doesn't, I got a Panzerschreck ready to go. Oh, great. He was immobilized. I'll finish him off.
Nice.
I'm happier than I've ever been. We're going to call it here. Thanks for coming on this journey with us. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more of those buttons coming up, questions, suggestions, related whatnots, go in the comments section below the video. Like I said, we're back here next week for Barry 204 and The Tick. If you're watching along at home, 207 to 209. We will see you back here for that. But
also,
then,
I'd like to remind everyone that fuck Star Trek Discovery.
Because you forgot to do that this week.
Oh my god.
You try to do that every week and you forgot.
I forgot, yes.
So shameful. See you back here, but until then, au revoir.